Hello, everyone, and welcome to May 19th episode of the Daily Pictochat, where we talk about the daily pick and offer any insights, thoughts, etc., etc., etc.
And play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, and that's me up there who will be entertaining you until the big reveal. And I'm not gonna lie, probably most of you have already seen it, but hey, this is us here to be able to talk about it. And so let's just jump right in. And so the pick of the day is so not one of the most eventful picks of the day.
Funny.
It reminds me a lot of the one when Sakurai just I believe it was the Nintendog where he said, "I have no idea what I'm creating." Or I sometimes look at this game and wonder what I'm creating. It just seems to be kind of like Sakurai, just kind of like he just took a random picture, thought he'd come up with a good caption.
It's really funny. I enjoyed it. So I guess I'll just go ahead and read it. Under certain circumstances, the creatures on this planet appear to grow larger and go berserk. The Pikmin and I must be cautious lest we lose our heads to these beasts.
And off the top of my head, there's really only like three things that I think about when I see this. Number one, I think about the fact that we still don't quite know much about what Gigamac does. And I mean, it's not too hard. I mean, we have Giga Bowser, who I'm assuming is going to be very similar. And basically, just all his moves get buffed, and he's a bigger version. The second thing I think about is it reminds me of Pikmin 2, where Captain Olimar had like a log entry for every treasure and every creature. And I loved reading those, and I thought it was a really cool insight into Olimar's personality. And then finally, I think it's interesting that of all of the large creatures he decided to use, I think it's a little ironic that he picked Little Mac to
be a big creature.
To be the big creature. I mean, obviously, if you're Olimar, anything's huge, but...
So something funny I noticed, I'll give in my little Japanese insights because I look at them both in Japanese and English. I thought it was really funny because it talks about, like, basically what it says in Japanese is he says, I have to be careful that he doesn't, like, gnaw on my head is how he says it. So it's just like, you can imagine Little Mac just picking up Olimar gnawing on his head. So anyways, this is just a picture that really just gives, hey look, Olimar, characters we've seen, Gigamac, Olimar, just funny picture. Totally Sakurai.
Yep. And, you know, it's the pick of the day where we appreciate that Sakurai does this. I never have looked at it as, like, a dedicated news source. I think it's just a neat little thing. And for example, we used to be getting veteran reveals and stuff like that. I honestly don't see anything that big happening until E3. But, so it's nice to see these things. Looking, as we were preparing another one of our videos, and we saw some of the picks that they had done, it divided it by the week. It was really interesting to see how it progressed. Like, Monday seems to be kind of uninteresting, but like by Friday we get something really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens as the week progresses.
Yeah.
So we also have one more little thing we wanted to mention. It has to do with release dates, and this is really small, but we thought we'd throw it in just to add a little spice to life. So today there was some sort of hullabaloo with the O&M magazine in Spain, official Nintendo magazine, is saying that Smash 3DS would come out in September. And actually, Jelly pointed me out to that Target apparently had last week had came out and said it would come out in August.
Yeah, it was August. I said August 29th. They just put that as a temporary release date. Actually, it didn't say temporary, but you know that's what we assume it was, but we really don't know.
Was it just? It was probably just one of their placeholders.
Exactly.
And for the O&M magazine, they've already came out and said, "Oh no, that wasn't correct. I'm doubting the other one is, or the Target one is." But I just thought it would be interesting to maybe speculate for a second about when we think it's coming out. Summer is obviously vague, and video game companies have been known to really push the limits of the seasons with their godlike powers. But I'm optimistic for June, July, even though I know that those aren't usual big game months. Like, really, and I have no idea why. I think maybe it's because they think everyone's on vacation or something, because it's like, that's summer vacation. You know, especially for like a Nintendo, isn't that when you want everyone to be on top of it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. We hope this gets a global release. I hope it really does get a global
Oh my
release.
goodness!
But with this being the official Nintendo magazine for Spain, there could be a little bit of a
Discrepancy,
or a little
Well,
bit of
and they did
difference
say
there.
they were wrong, but it
Mhm.
just. I mean, yes, worldwide release. I so hope so. And I have the feeling that they are because they've really tried to make. I feel like they've been really pushing Smash worldwide, and they've been trying not to skimp out on any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean in the Japanese Nintendo Direct as well, it says the same time frames. So hopefully they're going to be right
Good.
on the same day.
Good.
I hope that 3DS version comes out before I go to Japan on August 28th. So the August 29th would kind of be a bummer for me, but
Yeah, I'm hoping that. Although, admittedly, we might talk about past picks of the days. Oh, I gotta move it so it doesn't go dark. We might talk about past picks of the days, but one of them it talked about how it was with the Tanuki leaf, and it talked about how they're still deciding if you can attack with it, and that's an interesting thing because it lets us know that there's still stuff on the drawing board, I guess. And I mean, I wouldn't guess that's a huge undertaking, but
yeah.
I'm still optimistic that we'll come out of E3. I'm hoping that no later than August.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people will be disappointed if school is already starting again or university starting up again and they haven't got a chance to really play it. And especially with the way the 3DS works, and we don't know how the online works that quite well yet on the 3DS, and the ability for people to just meet up, get together during summer is so much better. So I think that's all I've got. What about you?
That's about it. I think the pick of the day is pretty self-explanatory.
And we hope to give you a little discussion almost every day. There's been some there's definitely been a lot to talk about, some not so much. So enjoy, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.